Everyone says pronunciation in Spanish is easy, but still you're not able to sound natural. Let's see some sounds, consonants, and vowels that will drastically change the way you speak and make you sound natural by the end of this video. Hello, I'm Amrit, a trained Spanish teacher from India, here to help you make Spanish your own language. And by the end of this video, you will get a freebie. So I will give you a special tip specifically for Hindi speakers so that you sound more natural in Spanish by the end of this video. So the most important sounds that will make you instantly sound more natural and better sounding in Spanish are the vowels. If you pronounce them perfectly, you will automatically have an edge over other people directly. So what is the difference between the vowels in Spanish and vowels in English or the languages is there are many variations in English. For example, apple, A, so you say A, not A. So there is no such variation. If it's manzana, es manzana, a. There is no other variation to that. Hence, you can categorize the sounds of the vowels again in two categories in Spanish, which I think you need to know a little bit. Is that a, o are vocales abiertas, open vowels, and e, u son vocales cerradas, that is closed vowels. What does that mean? Is basically a, o have a very unhindered sound. They are directly coming from your chest, from your heart chakra, literally. And E, U are coming from your jaw. No, so you are using more your jaw muscles. E, U. If you want to practice with me, try it. E, U, and you will instantly see that there is a difference when it comes to vocales abiertas y vocales cerradas. Now, don't forget that you will have a guide related to this very much free on my website. You can just go in the link in the description and find all the practice words that you need to do along with the vowels and see how you get along with this concept. And also do not forget to subscribe to my newsletter for weekly updates. No spams, nothing at all, and everything you will find there. Now jumping to the next sounds, which is consonants. Again, see some dialectal differences which are frequently confused amongst the Spanish students. So the first sound is definitely Y, Y, what we call in Latin America, o Y en español de España. Okay, they have two names, but it's the same letter, Y in English. Now, what is the sound? There are three variations to this sound. First is Y, that most of you know, me llamo, Y. Then we have a more J implicitly there, J, me llamo. It's neither completely J, neither completely J, it's in the middle, me llamo, with a slight variation you can see more used in that is more used in Espanol andino, okay, or Espanol de Latin America. Latin America is very big continent again, so instead of generalizing, I prefer to use exactly like regional differences where you find them more. Remember, in Spain itself, this sound changes a lot. In Andalusia, they prefer more ja instead of ya. So it changes from country to country, region to region. You choose what you want to. Your superpower as a student is you can choose what you want to sound like. So that is why I'm giving you all the options. So, and the third sound for y griego ya is sh, which is very Argentino, which we call as La Variedad Rioplatense. Rioplatense are the countries Uruguay, Paraguay, Argentina. So if you want to sound more like that, or your professional need or personal need is to sound more like an Argentinian or Uruguayan or Paraguayan person, definitely go for it. But the most common sound that you will find is ya or ja. I personally use more ja because my Spanish is more influenced from Colombia, and that is your first consonant that you can choose the variation from. Again, download the file in the description and try to practice even more. The next sound will be double L, and it's literally the same pronunciation with ya. Okay, so there is nothing new. Double L also has the sound of ya, ja, sh. Again, you can choose which dialect you prefer over time as a speaker. There is another consonant, and there's a big controversy around it. That is b, the sound of be. The issue people have is that uve, which is v in English, also sounds like be. That is like a very common sound in Spanish. People are like, okay, it's vale or bale. Both are correct. Okay. All these sounds exist. Some countries, although it's a minority, in some countries and in some regions, be sound exists for only b, and v sound for only uve. Okay. So you can call v as be or va, depending on you. Then you have the sound of r. Now the sound r has two variations again, double r or single r. If it is double r, it's r. a tongue roller, like just literally Cardi. Okay, our famous singer or any Hispanohablante singer you must be following. Double R is R. Okay, and single R is R. And it makes a very big difference saying pero and perro or perro is very different. Now, for people, and a lot of people have a very hard time, saying double R, tongue roller. Even I, as a as a non-native speaker, sometimes find it hard. So first thing you need to know is that it's a sound which literally everyone has to learn. It's not a sound that children learn immediately after they are born, implicitly. It's something they are taught over time. It's not acquired, it's learned. So that gives you an edge. That means you can also learn it first. Second is double R sound needs some practice by your own. You don't have to like make it perfect the first time. Second trick is with double R, you can just extend it a little bit, even if your R's are not rolling. If it's not R, you can say R. So what happens is you can actually simulate or tell your listener that what you are trying to pronounce is double R. It's not really single R. And that also helps because you don't want to confuse the person between perro, no? O carro, caro. So the meaning are changing. Caro is expensive, carro is a car. So these slight differences, I think, if you try to help the listener understand what you want to, that is also a good communication skill. You don't have to make your R rolling perfectly from the first time. Have some time with yourself, have some patience, and you will be fine eventually. But you need to practice it, slowly and gradually. The next sound is seta in Espanol, Z in English, and the sound Z, the humming sound Z sound does not exist in Spanish. The only sound is S, okay, S, and that's it. There is no other sound to it. Now, how to pronounce sa, se, si, so, su, that you will find in next video because the combination changes a little and the vowels and consonants that you mix with to create sa, se, si, so, su are a little different. So these combination sounds I'm going to teach in next video because it's a different topic altogether. Now, seta also has two types of sounds. Seta, interdental, where you have to put your tongue in between the teeth. Seta, sa, sara, and you have the normal sa. It depends on the dialect again. In Spania, we use more sa, not so like you don't have to do that. Sa is enough, and sa, and now it all again. It depends on you as a speaker, which one you want to prefer, which you like. Choose that. Second last sound, which is very interesting to me, is kh. Okay, which is G and J. They both sound very similar to many people. Khota and kh, which is K for like say gato. Okay. So now many people are like gato is G and the letter is called K and khota is harsh sound by default. There is no much difference. Now this I'm going to clear in another video because these are combination again kha, khe, khi, ko, ku, ga, ge, gi, go, gu. How do you pronounce them with what combinations they go? So one thing you need to understand that both these consonants are going to sound exactly kh. And this kh for many people it exists in their language, but if it's not, if it's usually coming from your throat, kh, you might feel a little harshness there when you're trying to pronounce this letter. It might take some time. Again, you don't have to literally get cough or have literally a throat problem while starting to pronounce this. What you can do is you can make it a little harsh over time as you want to. I personally don't do it a lot. I don't make it too harsh for myself. I just say kh. For example, come on. Okay. Oh, come on. A little softer. Come on. Come on. So there's a very slight difference, but remember, people will understand. It's more contextualized talking you are doing. You're not talking or speaking words in isolation. So whenever you are talking, always remember you're talking in context. People will anyway understand what you are talking about. The goal is to make your pronunciation better over time. Now, something interesting for English, but also Hindi speakers is there are two sound variations which does not really exist in English, and that is in D and T in English, they, te. So as you can see, when I say they, I'm touching almost like the back of my teeth. And when I say te, I'm doing the same. But in Indian languages, most of the Indian languages, we also have the, where I'm touching the upper palate. And I'm also saying ta, where I'm also touching upper palate. So there are two variations of the, ta, ta. And remember one thing, only most of the Hindi speakers or people whose language have these sounds will be able to hear this, because there's a phenomenon called sordera phonetica. That means you're almost deaf to the sounds that you have never heard before. And that is very common. This experiment we did while I was doing my master's in Colombia. And I found that most of the Hispanohablantes could not even perceive this difference. But it makes you, as an Indian, it gives you a very big confidence boost and understanding of, okay, I am able to sound more native, more natural in Spanish. The sound where you touch your tongue behind the teeth are the ones that exist, and the sound that is the t upper palate sound does not. So you can autocorrect yourself with time. You can practice yourself and self-correct during the process. So to recap everything, we have a, e, o, u, the sounds. Again, remember a, o, vocales abiertas, open vowels, u, vocales cerradas, closed sounds. Your jaw should hurt a little when you're speaking Spanish. Your mouth opens a little bit more. These muscles work a little bit more than when you are speaking in English. A, e, o, u. Okay, so it should hurt a little if you are speaking well initially, and then your muscles get used to it. Then we have consonantes, y, we have k, jota, we have L, double L, R, double R. Okay, we have B, UV. Great. And lastly, we have zeta. So now with this, you have an idea how to use all the consonants and how to pronounce very well. So if you are able to pronounce them well, you will sound more natural eventually. See how you are able to catch up on these sounds, and see you in the next video.